적의 공격까지 30초.
Still sticking through, sitting on the New York logo here.
Maybe that Santuba's looking for a spot. He saw that fan line for the fan meetup, and he was like, you know,
I could get behind that.
Well, got a lot of new fans here in Korea as well.
Good to see our Korean players showing some respect for the guys up there in the big leagues back in America.
All right, so 7 on the defense. There's going to be running the Tracer at the moment. So moving Bazzi off of that one. So it just looks like this might just be playing the same role, but looking for experience again after that stomp on Numbani.
Looking for the hack, can't find it there. Sky building up, trying to get that EMP ready to go, and Juba's going to be taken out with 34%. Now 3 knocked out the mech, so very good attack here for WGS. They're going to start ticking up here, looking for that first one.
This is Genie's Moira at work, man. He's healing everybody up. He's helping win the tank war, as you can see. All that healing coming through from his orb. He's already got coalescence. I think they do.
Yeah, they're chasing him all the way back. Evo's going to go down here.
He's like living forever, but he doesn't have control over the point.
Oh, yeah, okay, he manages to stay alive, but yeah, that's just going to be the cap. 7 minutes on the clock here for WGS as they get ready to go in to attack point B. Fantastic start by them.
Yeah, Revenge just not able to find any good biotic grenades to shut down that healing. Again, in the matchup between Ana and Moira, the biotic grenade is your best tool. They're going to go ahead and use the nano here to outlast this coalescence. That's the plan anyway.
Pulse is thrown down, not going to find much, and Sky's going to be the first one to get popped. Tuba's still building up for the EMP, had a very nice hack there onto the enemy Silver to shut him down. WGS looking for the snowball cap. It seems like they will get shut out. Not going to be able to find that here. Still have a couple ultimates ready to go, as well as a sound barrier that'll be built up here by the side of Ju Young very shortly. So do have a bit to invest to try to take this point, and they have plenty of time in the bank.
This reminds me of the match we saw against the Foxes. They were able to take the first point with the Moira pick. Genie's so good at it, but Genie stayed on Moira for the next 6 minutes, and they ended up being held here on point B against the Foxes. Similar to how they were held against O2 Ardian. Not with Genie, of course, he was on the roster then, but you know, it just looks like this comp is going to struggle because they can't ever get the position to use that.
Well, Juba drops in, has the EMP, catches so many members of WGS. They're just going to start dropping like flies. Guy manages to go ahead and jump away with the translocator just for the moment, but turns out he didn't jump that far. Free just runs him down with the mech. They'll get the team wipe. WGS held at bay here.
Evo getting all that healing from the Ana means another nano is coming up here. Genie doesn't, he cannot provide long-range healing. Moira just simply cannot.
But she's got an orb.
Yeah, but I mean, that's pretty...
That's it. That's actually it.
I know,
and then a coalescence.
But like, she's mostly going to provide most of the burst healing from the left clicks. And that's just not going to allow heavy dive, so they have to slow push in.
Speaking of heavy dive, Seth goes in for yet another one. Primal Rage going to come out there from Evo. Sky, goodbye. He's just going to get knocked off the side of the map there. Primal Rage just taking him out.
No translocator, I guess.
They got the sound barrier out of Ju Young, so that's actually a huge attack and a huge gain here for the side of 7.
They only trade a Primal Rage, and Evo can build that up pretty quickly, so not a bad trade whatsoever here for 7.
Yeah, and they also have the nano boost to help keep them alive, so Primal Rage won't be as important.
It's not absolutely necessary, as you say. Okay, coming through here now.
Be looking for it. Nano boost does go through there onto Evo as they jump into the back. Genie is cut off, has the coalescence out, but had to peel back because of that self-destruct for Free. Was taken down. Now Revenge falling as well as they keep pushing in. Evo's been killed. Juba gets the hack there onto Genie, but cannot finish him off.
It was a good sound barrier,
but Sky sound barrier comes in now. It's just going to be Mika and Juba. Juba trying to stay alive as the rest of the members start respawning, but nearly 2 ticks already taken by the side of WGS. They'll get it, and they finish this on this push. It looks like the answer is going to be yes, because Evo, he just melts.
Yeah, there's just no way for them to buy time anymore. Too much momentum on the side of WGS. The problem was they lost Free early. That self-destruct was pretty sloppy. EMP here, but not going to matter.
Throws it in. He hasn't died yet, but Free will get taken out yet again. Bernard does get traded back out of the mech.
Evo's back on this point. He is surviving for a while, but they just need more members here. They're just not getting it.
They're still trying to delay. Revenge here with the Moira. Goes in with a fade, but another coalescence has already been built up by Genie, and they will actually get the finish here. 2 points taken with 3:47 remaining in the bank for the side of WGS. You can see exactly why they went for Volskaya. They had a very clear plan. They executed on it well. So decent time bank drain considering they started with over 7 minutes on the clock.
You know, I hate to sound like a broken record on this, but Genie's Moira is very good. And they had, as soon as I was talking about how they had to slow push it, how difficult it is to approach, the ways that that could be countered by Seven, how there's no long range healing. What was the only fight that they won was when Seven came to them and showed themselves there in that door, went for a heavy dive, tossed out the self-destruct as well for some reason. And that's when you're competing with top-level healing on 2 tanks versus a Zenyatta Ana. It's just not going to be able to heal 2 tanks as quickly. So diving into that, instead of forcing the slow push in, maybe Seven got a little bit overconfident. Maybe they wanted to have some more highlight reel clips here, so they wanted to have that crazy dive where it just looked like they were going to stomp, but Genie came through, had that coalescence, avoided the self-destruct, provided that healing. And then the hardest part for WGS is to get onto the point, and in that moment they did. They got onto the point, they had the better healing, they had the Moira, and then they snowballed the fight from there. So now, Seven's probably going to be regretting being that aggressive against this comp on the defense, because this is a map they could certainly lose now. Did not expect to even see a second capture, to be honest with you, Achilios, by WGS based on what we saw in the first 2 maps.
Yeah, I do have to agree with you. And I thought perhaps after using the sound barrier from Juyoung to try to counter that jump forward when Evo used the primal reach, I thought maybe that was going to cost them, but in the end, they just had too many ultimates. They, the members of Seven couldn't take them down before the ultimates came out. They won that war. Bernard just going to be spotting here for the moment.
Yeah. Does run away. Mika tosses out these Sonic arrows, can switch back to the Lucio as we do head into this push. It's Moira healing on the attack again. WGS using Lucio rather than the Ana, but having Genie on the Zenyatta.
See how much damage Evo just took right there. He's spammed back up by Revenge, trying to get that coalescence, but he's still hovering down below half HP.
But look at how much healing, or look at how much ult charge that builds. Revenge is so good at this.
Yeah, but at the same time, Sky, he's just been getting shots in from the backside. He's nearly got the EMP. He should have it before the cap comes through. He might be able to shut down this push unless Seven can kill him very quickly. Dives coming in. Genie gonna go down, but so does Outpost for the main tank. Taking away here for the side of Seven. Coalescence has been built up, but Revenge is gonna die, so won't be able to use it. We'll just save it for the next push here.
So Tuba is gonna have that EMP on the attack now, so that was actually a really good trade for them. And in fact, looking for more there. They need to actually make sure they don't get split spawn here. They are winning this fight now.
Yeah, they
gets in back quickly.
They actually start trading that one back. I thought Yuno was just going to be sticking around as long as possible to try to build up the pulse bomb for the next fight. But actually, the rest of the members, he was just buying time, keeping everyone distracted. The rest of the team joins back in. They jump in, and now they're actually going to get this cap.
Yeah, WGS has the longer run back, so those trades and the continual fighting there, since they didn't die and they actually got a few late picks, meant that eventually WGS got overwhelmed. They have the ult economy lead as well.
This could be a snowball.
Yeah, this could be a snowball push. We see this all the time on Assault because the winning team always has an ult advantage after an early push capture like that. So they're going to look to just go for the double. Revenge still holding that same coalescence from earlier.
We can set up a good EMP, but he has to jump back immediately. They just go ahead and see right through that one. Coalescence going to be burned out by Revenge. This is the fight. They want to take this one here. Hack comes down. He'll jump to the side yet again. Coalescence keeping everybody up, and now Mika's just going to chain right into that one with the sound barrier, but everything going to be denied away. Diva Bomb comes through, finds 2. Tank line gone, and it's going to be a team wipe. Mika, the only one left alive, is trying to exit, but will not be able to do so. WGS shut them down. Honestly, I missed it, but I think Sky deleted the shields away from Seven with his EMP.
Yeah. I do believe you are correct on that one, plus the fact that Bernard had a great angle on that. Self-destruct meant that the fight was 100% over. Seven committed support ultimates to this fight. Of course, one was shut down by the EMP, but it was a little bit sloppy. Tuba had 2 opportunities to EMP, wanted a greedier one, so didn't actually commit. So they actually lost a lot of ult charge with that push. They're still ahead in ults, but they don't have a great initiation anymore. Minus the EMP, it needs to be good if this is going to be the cap.
He's going to poke out, needs to build up for another Transcendence here, but Z-Mag's going to go down. Finds that hit, and Tuba has just been holding on to this EMP the entire time. Does not want to use it unless he absolutely has to, and so far, seems like he can just keep holding it. Hack comes down, Jiyoung hits the ground, he'll go into the grave, and Seven is looking to finish it right here on this push to finish with a minute plus over the likes of WGS. Tuba just holding on to the EMP, never has to use it, throws it down for funsies right at the end. They will finish with 4:53 on the clock.
At 106 time make advantage for this team. And the really tenacious Tuba, who was just not willing to use that EMP. It was so focused on making sure that it had the most value ever. It was very greedy, but Tuba is probably our most conservative EMPer, and that's something that we talked about in the match versus Runaway on Eichenwald. Remember, he waited and waited and waited until the commitment of the dive coming to Runaway to actually drop out the EMP. This case was waiting for a better option, wanted to have the massive EMP that was going to guarantee them the point. It actually was just good dive that came in from the left side, though, that won the tank war, that ended up winning the fight for them. Not the EMP. The EMP held there. And unfortunately, Monster Z-Bag was taken out before he could Primal Rage. He came back to the point, Primal Raging. We saw him on the point there at the end during the slow-mo ending where he was just swinging, but he just did not tag it in time. So a lot of tools there denied from WGS.
Yeah. But here we go. So very significant time banks as we get ready to go into the OT rounds.
What do you suppose she's pointing at?
Sides. What's she pointing at?
Yeah.
You know, I'm not sure.
I'd like to see a camera shot of that, you know? I'm asking the real questions here.
Something in the distance. Somebody asked her, like, where's, like, the local grocery store? She's like, it's over there.
She's like, where's the North Star? She's like, I don't know. It's like it's daytime out for me to tell, but I'm guessing it's over there. Okay, it's going to be attack for WGS with the attack Sombra. Sky's running that. And Tuba having the high ground controlled here going to be very annoying for WGS to approach this. They're still running Genie on the Moira, but this time 7 is going to match that healing. They're not going to get out-healed when the dive comes through. They're not going to have that same struggle with the Ana that they did last time.
Yeah. Going pretty neck and neck here as far as the support ult charge is concerned. They try to build up. Frieda's going to jump down here onto the low ground, focus out in on the Z-Bag, and he just crumples under the pressure. Big deny there off the defense matrix, blocking out a lot of the rockets there from Bernard. He's going to get popped out. Held at bay right now is WGS. 3 minutes still on the clock, so they still could pull this one off, but 7 are building up for those ultimates very rapidly. They have the Coalescence first. They're going to have the sound barrier first. So WGS really needs to be creative to try to take this fight. Sky getting a nice EMP, catching multiple members, could go ahead and turn this into a cap.
Could also be an opening pick by order. He's had great pulse bombs tonight into the tank line. That's been his target. He's trying to burn down those tanks. Sky with a flank here, actually. This could be...
Okay, it's just going to be the same battle here as the Coalescences come down, and there's going to be Revenge, who's finding the most success. He takes out 2. Juyung and Order both going down.
Sky bumped his head on the ceiling there with that translocator. Didn't actually get to use the EMP he was looking for, but they can reset for this. Only trading the Coalescences, as you said. 7 obviously having the advantage at the moment in tank ultimates, but that's only for a few seconds. It's going to be relatively even once the EMP flies through. Sky looking for this one off the roof.
Finds the hack on the backside here, jumps to the other side of the point. Keeps himself alive, but hot on his heels is going to be Yuno, and he manages to take him down, so no EMP yet again on this push. They'll go in, they'll find Juyung. He's trying to hide in the corner, but to no avail. 7 are masters at hide and seek, it would appear. They chase them down.
It's like Revenge got the solo kill into Order here as well, so...
They killed him with the orb, and oh yeah. Z-Bag just in the wrong place at the wrong time. 7 is pushing all the way forward.
Oh god, Genie despawned as well because of this push.
They can just sit outside the spawn.
Yeah. Laurels need to actually just respawn and stay inside for a second before they come out. I can't believe that happened. All right.
Brutal.
Well, Bernard wasn't willing to give up his ult charge, so... Has a self-destruct ready, but Sky needs to find an EMP. That needs to be their opening. That or a pulse bomb. And in order to do so, they need to make sure that he gets into a good angle, so there needs to be at least some form of coordinated dive from the tanks. Oh god, Tuba's trademark roof EMP.
Oh, he is really aggressive there. Sound barrier immediately comes down. Sky's going to respond with his EMP as well. The sound barrier plus Coalescence on the side of 7. Seems like that just equals victory. Order goes down, self-destruct toss up. Not going to be finding the pick there on the ammo, but we'll be able to get the life to Tuba. And Yuno also goes down. Sky able to scoop that one up. Revenge, take it down. It's just going to be the tanks and Mika trying to stay alive, but Mika won't be able to do so. Can they actually get this cap with 25 seconds remaining? WGS are certainly looking for it.
Oh man, that was such a great sound barrier by Juyung to actually allow them to get into position.
They move him off. They can still try to delay this. One tick comes through, but no. I think 7, I think they might just abandon this.
Yeah, I think so. Well,
yeah.
Yeah, Evo showed himself, but he's not actually going to stay. Or sorry, that was Bernard's run there. I think a free actually came in, but yeah, anyways. They let this go through. 30 seconds left, obviously, with the additional time given for them to try to grab one tick. They're going to dive the high ground here.
They go ahead, they push in. Some pulse bomb there from Yuno, not going to find anything, and Free's going to be knocked out of the map off screen. Bernard able to find that one. Order trying to find a setup here. Nice juicy target, a support with this pulse bomb would be huge for the side of WGS as they keep trying to push in, but getting rid of Tuba is also a nice prize. They'll take him out, they start ticking up. Time running down, OT getting ready to come through. Order uses the recall, is trying to just duel it out here with Mika and Revenge. Sky throws down the EMP, they find the Moira.
This could actually keep going.
Pop out there onto the mag, they get Evo, no front line, nobody really here onto the point. Mika will go down. It's all just Tuba trying to buy time. They're gonna get the one tick at least. WGS, can they actually go the distance?
Sky just trying to gatekeep people out of the sides here. Having his translocator a good spot too, so he can tag back into the point. They get 2 ticks.
They have the tag back in, they managed to do so. They're still going up. There's nobody from 7 on the point. They finally get in there.
Oh, the
self-destruct finds 2. Free gets 1. Coalescence comes out. Pulse bomb finds Genie. They're looking for the shutdown, and I think they've got it. Bernard gonna get shredded out of the max, and it's just gonna be Sky all on its lonesome, trying to get the completion. Will not be able to do so. But 86.5% here for WGS at the end of the day. A huge play from them. Very unexpected when it was looking like they were gonna be full held in OT.
All done in the last 30 seconds of round 1 into that 30-second extra time into the second point. And they were held so hard, they were gate kept so hard. They had that one fight though, where Jiyoung was able to, with the sound barrier, keep everyone alive when the EMP came through from Tuba. Their EMP was better counter-wise, and then they got the trades on the tanks, got onto the point, and then ended up wiping there. And it was actually a lot of great play by Sky. It was able to get into position to hold the high ground as the Sombra, then continue to harass anyone who came in, maximizing his damage. Mika feels real beat up about this potential loss they might have against them here by WGS. WGS is the closest they've ever been to taking a map in this tournament, and that was their best performance yet. Really good play by Jiyoung, who's, you know, just recently made the switch to this Lucio. Used to be Liv Q, he was the sub healer. He's the main healer now, and he's got some great plays to put into his resume now, just from this map alone. The 3rd time WGS brings us here, maybe the 3rd time, as I joked earlier, is the charm. There's gonna be the Sombra Tracer dive coming through on the side of 7. I feel like Bazzi's absence, even though we haven't talked about it a lot with this sub, is starting to show a little bit. Yuno has had some great moments that he did on the first attack, but it's been falling off a little bit.
Yeah, has been all right, but for that initial hold, maybe wishing that they did have that Widowmaker backhand, and maybe then they could have actually completed it, denied WGS even getting the first point. Evo now pushing up, very forward around the corner, just zapping away, trying to burn down Z-Back. He goes low, they actually managed to finish him off. Mika coming up with a kill. Good opening, no reses here for WGS, gonna be the Moira. And that Lucio, so can't bring him back in, but so far, first tick getting ready to come through. Yuno occupying so much space, he is drawing so much attention away, but he will go down as Order finds the kill, but Evo takes out Bernard in the meantime. Hack comes through, manages to get the recall off to get some HP back, but he's just in such a poor position that he gets taken down immediately. It seems like this is just going to be the cap. Z-Back will delay for a little bit longer, but can't really do anything in the end.
Yeah,
sprinting
they're
forward.
looking for the double too. They got a massive ult lead from this. WGS, they cannot be losing members. Genie should not die here. He does survive. That would have been huge if they could have picked him. He's got a Coalescence available. Yep. They do not want to have this cap come through right now. They've got 4 minutes, but this is a strong ult advantage right now. Here comes the Coalescence.
No sound barrier yet, but they're dangerously close to 1, but the pulse bomb gets rid of Z-Back off the bat. Coalescence is coming through. Bernard knocked out, but Tuba denied away after the EMP is used. Sound barrier in from Mika, trying to keep everybody alive, but Free will still lose the mech to the pulse bomb out from Order. Sound barrier now from Jiyoung, tosses it in as they try to keep this going. 86.5% is going to be the mark. They have to exceed that on the side of 7 if they want to take this map, if they want to deny a map win away from WGS.
Was a better trade earlier with the sound barrier, but they're starting to lose momentum here. It looks like WGS is starting to push them back a little bit.
They're trying to. They throw out that EMP. They managed to get Mika, but Revenge is still going to be alive, and he nearly has another Coalescence ready to go. Tuba finds the win there on this guy, takes him out. Teabag burned down. Now ticking up, looking for that first one. Will should be able to get it here as they focus down the healers. Shu Young tries to make it out there with his life, cannot do so. The Coalescence just burns him down on the exit, and every single member of WGS that steps foot on this point just gets focused down systematically by 7.
Yeah, they just can't really gain any control. Genie comes in with his Coalescence. It's just too late. He needed it a second before he died at 95%. Not gonna have it when he needed it.
Answering Coalescence comes down 3, makes it back into the mech. They're trying to delay here with Genie. Uses the fade, but he's going to get burnt down. They throw down the main wall, but they can't get the ice block in. And 7 will be able to take Polskaya. So far, WGS now at -11.
Yeah, they win the series as well. This will put them in first place in the group. This victory solidify WGS Laurels, as you say, down at the bottom. Best they can hope for is -10 after this if they win the 4th map. But it has been a real rough night for WGS Laurels 9. They had that great double push. They had a really good sound barrier against that Sombra attack. But on this last push, Genie died twice before having Coalescence, which meant that Revenge was able to coalesce. And that's the kind of healing ultimate advantage you need to actually swing the point into your favor on attack, because on attack, you have the longer runbacks. You have to win a very convincing fight with losing very few members. We're talking, you basically need to be killing 3 times as many members as they are of you, or you're not going to gain progress. Even if you're 2 to 1, it's not good enough. The cool thing about Coalescence is when you have that momentum going and you're running this 2-2-2 comp, you're healing your tanks, but you're also doing damage to their defenders, so it allows you to help break through. Such an important ultimate, and you can tell the huge impact it makes when the other Moira isn't able to match it. For those crazy B-Mores I know everyone likes watching. But we saw Genie die twice before having it, almost died before he had the first of the 3 that he was looking to use, which would have been probably the point going over even faster, but he survived that time. It just didn't matter the next 2. He was dead in the 90s. Reinhardt tonight.
Do your best Reinhardt impersonation. He's like, I'm just going to cover my face even more, I think.
Oh, I thought he was about to get up. He's asking her to do it.
He's like, what should I do? He pulls this giant hammer out from behind him.
He's like, honey, you brought the hammer, right? She's like, no.
Oh, wait.
Oh.
Here we go. This guy's ready to go. He's got his shield up. Fire strike.
Earth Shatter.
Yeah, fire strike straight into the Earth Shatter. Nicely done.
He also gets bonus points for having a sign about us.
I don't know what it said. It said Achilios and Wolf something. I mean, it might say like Achilios and Wolf suck, so maybe we're praising him, but he actually is.
Hey, this is a good one too.
That's a nice one.
Yeah.
Korean fans getting into it. Oh, time for the fun.
Oh, he's gonna do it.
He's gonna go for it. He tries to go.
That was kind of a charge.
Yeah, he just like charged into his, what I'm assuming is his wife and his child. So, gotta be a bit more responsible than that, but.
Dad.
Hey, Dad, you're on screen. He's like, no, put my child on screen instead, please. He's like, I don't play this game, but they do.
She's learned how to dodge camera shots young.
she's just hiding behind somebody who's already hiding from the camera.
Yeah.
She's doing next level meta stuff here.
All right, yeah.
Is he gonna do it? He's got a water bottle. Oh, swing.
They're like, no, I said act like Reinhardt, not the MLB pro players we have on in a few hours on our sports channel.
It's a little bit like, oh God, I'm always not sure how the actual name is pronounced.
Which name?
Brigitte.
Oh, Brigitte, yeah.
Brigitte.
I think that's how it's
a little bit like Brigitte there with his like rapid swing going through.
Yeah, but like his cooldown is too low on the shield slam, and I have played Tracer, and I don't like it. Every single piece of discussion I've ever seen about Brigitte in recent times has just been
Is that your like
angry Redditor?
Is that
yeah.
your keyboard warrior voice saying?
The Reddit posts about Brigitte on the competitive Overwatch server are always like, anyone's thoughts on Brigitte? It's been a week since Brigitte's been out, and it looks like, wow, this is going to be this person's looking to foster good discussion. But I don't like it. Keep stunning me. McCree's flashbang doesn't even last as long, and this is a really easy one. You're hiding behind somebody, you can just stun somebody around the corner. I play Tracer. I can't 1v1 these Brigittas. I don't like it.
There's got to be somebody in the post-game thread on competitive Overwatch who's like, I do not sound like that. That's not my voice.
Oh boy, well, we're headed to Route 66. It was Junkertown last time for Laurels 9. Did not go pretty, it went pretty badly the last 2 times they picked Junkertown. And, you know, Route 66 is a breath of fresh air for this team that's been moving Order and Sky into a more meta setup. They're actually running the Tracer and the Sombra more than they're just running the standard dive. They had Sky on before, even flexed onto the Pharah a little bit today, so they are moving towards different compositions here. So let's see if this map looks better for them. It's a good Sombra map. They had some pretty good Sombra plays in that previous set of Volskaya. So the series is over. This is just about not going 0-12. That's basically what this is about.
Yeah, I mean, you saw at the end of the last map there, after Volskaya, the coach trying to console the players in the booth, especially Z-Bag feeling a bit down in this. We get another glance at that wonderful Lucio, but again, he's crying.
So are WGS. She shut the Korean commentators up.
She was just like, shut up, caster. I'm cheering for my team. God.
Yeah, it was intense. Our MC for the Korean caster today is the newest Overwatch commentator we have, actually. Actually, both new. One an ex-StarCraft 2 commentator. This guy is a sports broadcaster going to Overwatch. He gave respect to that Screamin' 7 fan. All right, Jung just going to look for the Sonic Arrow. He's like, wait a minute, did that just get eaten by Diva? I actually don't know if it did or not, but it made that sound, so it may have.
I think they might have been ready for that one on the side of Free there. You know.
All right.
Down, gets his way over into the back. Get himself safe, and now trying to duke it out with Order, who does manage to take down Evo, so really good open here as Revenge also falls.
Yeah, looks like a lot of cooldowns burned on the tanks early. Evo and Free using their mobility early, so actually getting stuck and caught.
A little too excited, it would seem, there is Order. He does get taken down, but it's going to create some nice distance off the bat here for the side of WGS.
Yep. Well, let's see if the next push will be halted. They don't have big tools, so it's going to have to be a really crazy, scrappy dive fight. As you can see, trying to get onto the high ground here. Tuba, uncontested up here, though, doing too much damage.
Yeah, he's just spraying away looking for the EMP, but they still managed to get Evo and Revenge yet again. Now Free knocked out, but the whole bombs. He will get traded back. Bernard goes down, so 7 still holding on with the scraps of the comp that they have, but they still have to try to gain control, full control over this payload yet again. EMP thrown down by Sky. Don't think he caught too many people, though.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
Like really that many were in the vicinity, but you know will go down, as does Evo yet again. He is just kind of eco-leaping his way to death every single time, trying to build up the primal rage, but you can see he's still so very far away from it. Uncharacteristic from him, but Revenge is trying to turn the tide to the battle here with his Coalescence, trying to burn down the members, trying to keep this Sombra alive. Will be able to sustain Tuba for the moment. They find one with a self-destructed Order, also gets traded out by Yuno. Decent fight back here for 7 as they stop the cart just shy of point A.
So that power of Moira, the longer fight, the better healing. Zenyatta's going to give you extra damage, but they're running Tracer Sombra, so there's a limit to how much damage you can boost. Obviously, it's great when you're running the Genji because you can actually get a lot more kills with dash and things like that. It's good for Tracer and Sombra if you can hit the Discord and target consistently, but it's a little bit tougher. Moira just heals all damage regardless of its origin, and they end up out healing there, so forcing the first real big reset here for WGS.
Another jump forward there from Evo. Everyone focuses right in onto him. He nearly has the primal rage, and this time is being kept alive, and he'll get the leap back. Jumps onto Big Earl to keep himself safe.
He wanted to build that primal. He's got it now, so he can use it in this fight if he wants it, but Free's already demeched. I don't know if this is going to be when he wants to commit.
And he'll be taking down Revenge as well. Does go down yet again.
Hey, looks like this
trying to stay alive, and yeah, it seems like they're going to be able to get this cap. A minute 15, so not the most time bank left there for WGS, but a cap is a cap. They managed to get it, and now they have 3 minutes 40 on the clock for Streets.
You and I coined the term Eco Leap jokingly with a player called Gesture on their opening match. GC Busan did not look strong in that opening match, ended up winning the season. Gesture is now one of the best Winston players in Overwatch League. But Evo, we're making jokes about some of his aggressive leaps, but really it's just about the fact that he's getting too far away from Moira's healing range. So when he goes that far, it takes a second for Revenge to catch up where you can get that healing. I mean, he and Free are taking a lot of damage in the interim.
There's literally no long-range healing here available for them, as we'll go ahead and hold that thought as the EMP comes down. Tuba and Evo go forward. They manage to get rid of Ju Young. Bernard popped out of the mech as well by the pulse bomb, and this should just be a sweep as Devin goes ahead and gains control over this cart just after the gate shuts.
Another one of these defensive EMPs from Tuba that he's so known for. Waits for them to stream through the choke point. It's everybody except Genie. Genie hopes to use the Coalescence to turn the fight. Gets hacked by the right-click hack from Tuba after the EMP, so shuts that down, and no one ends up getting through the choke. So Revenge with another Coalescence ready in just a second here. It's going to get massive value in the choke. WGS forces this choke, though, through on the high ground. They're actually now out in the open where it's going to be tougher to get value out of the Coalescence, but it's still dive from 7.
Yeah, they're just going straight into this one, but Sky throws out the EMP as they try to trade this one back. Sound barrier to answer out from Mika, which Ju Young is very far away from. Free goes in with the rockets, and they just rip apart Seabag. And again, one of the first ones to fall on the side of WGS. Free building up, nearly has that self-destruct ready to go. Could just toss that onto the cart if need be. Will come out from Uno, not gonna find a stick, not gonna find a kill. And actually they do lose out onto Evo. And he had that primal rage ready to go, so gonna be quite costly, but it still seems like 7 is able to trade up. The spamming coming through from Revenge is not enough to keep the Tracer alive.
Free is holding his own though, man. He has just been often ignored by WGS, but he's doing a massive amount of damage in these fights. He's actually on fire because he's getting 3 kills by himself while no one is paying attention to him. It is indeed scrappy, but Free actually stayed around too long. Will be D-Mag, has to re-mag.
Yeah, throws down that self-destruct. Gets a bit of damage on the Z-Bag, but he jumped away far enough to keep himself alive.
Just didn't really gain anything from that remag. Okay, EMP in a great angle here. Oh,
goes it down, catches so many members on the side of 7. Uno gonna fall first and foremost. Coalescence does come through as Laurels throw in the sound barrier to try and keep the fight. Bernard tosses up the self-destruct. Bubbles there, however, to eat that one up, but Evo gonna go down actually from the drop of the new mech. Are you kidding me? Bernard finds that kill.
Bernard has so many self-destruct kills tonight.
That is a rare one. Bringing in the remech, crushes Evo. And now the fight is just going to keep going the way of WGS. They're in under a minute yet again, but they're still pushing forward. They're still getting these caps.
Yeah, Schröder is killed on D.Va. Both these D.Va players have been really fantastic tonight, but WGS continuing this momentum, continuing these pushes. And 7 needs to respect WGS when they're in these narrow corridors, because I think 7 is being a little bit sloppy with their dive. Evo is extending beyond the healing of Lucio Moira, pulling a little bit of a Roshan. If I can make an Overwatch League reference. Okay, this is a good EMP angle though. This is when you want to dive in. This is your opportunity. Genie avoids it, still has Coalescence, but used it too early.
Yeah, they need to get the kills though. It's just going to be a trade on the Winston so far. Free going to get popped out of the mech, and WGS can just keep this train moving along the track. All the kills spilling over in their favor. Revenge fades away to try to get out to safety, but just cannot do it.
Sky
7, that's a team kill. They're going to keep moving up.
Yeah, Sky with the counter EMP there when 7 went in. The Coalescence that Genie got off because he wasn't EMP'd actually ended up giving them enough healing for Sky to get through there. They only use, realistically, 2 ultimates. The healing coming through from Genie, and then Ju Young actually just using Amp It Up on regular heal. He's gonna have a sound barrier in a second here. So this is a really great position now for WGS Laurels 9 to potentially finish this push, as 7 just needs to be a little bit more passive with their engagements.
Yeah, they almost find Tuba there, but he manages to stay alive, at least for the moment, but right into the back is Order, trying to take him down. Doesn't find it yet. Struggle thrown in, doesn't find anything there from Renard, but Order eventually does get the Sombra. Now sound barrier out here from the side of Ju Young. Mika's dead. He's so close to his own sound barrier, and him going down, that might just cost them very dearly as they keep moving forward. 45 seconds left on the clock. WGS looking to get the completion here on Route 66 in Sky. And another EMP ready to go. It's a hack in onto the mini pack. Now can just sit up high.
There's camping it. He wants to go actually get the EMP from behind, from actually this top spot here. Look at him camp it. Look at this.
I don't know if they know where he's at. Throws it down. Not sure how many members that he caught, but it seems like Emma was going to be one of them. Yeah, he goes down yet again with the primal range available. Sound barrier in from 7. They have to take this fight. They have to shut down WGS right here, right now. starting off with Z-Bag is going to be a good way to do so. Tuba now looking to set up for his own EMP. They get rid of Order. Hack in onto Bernard. Can't use the self-destruct. He'll get popped out. Can't get the remake. He'll go down. And it seems like Seven have managed to stop this unless WGS can turn something around with a miracle, but this doesn't seem plausible here. They'll get the tag in. Primal Rage comes through from Z-Bag.
Just
with
too long
so many
to run
members,
back.
they can just go ahead and focus him down. Order tags in, he recalls out, they'll be able to finish him off, and that should be it. Just shy of point C. They nearly got the completion here in OT.
Yeah.
But WGS looking quite good there.
I think a lot of this comes to Seven underestimating their opponents again. They're really just basically diving in aggressively against comps that are great at taking defensive engagements. And it's strange to me because Tuba is such a defensive Sombra player. So when he dives in with the rest of the team like that, when he gets defensively EMP'd by WGS, when they are going for those dives in the choke points where they should just be waiting and defending, taking his normal EMP engages that he's so good at, it must feel awkward to kind of feel the other side of the coin, what it's like to engage into these defensive setups. And WGS has kind of stayed on the cart, stayed as a unit, stayed as a group, played around Genie's strengths on the Moira. Order fantastic today. They played around the strengths of Genie's Moira and took every engagement defensively. Bernard had that remake kill. He's had several self-destruct kills today on remakes where everyone is just out of position on the side of Seven because they're using their mobility movements to attack, right? We're seeing the leap in, the booster in.
Ah, that's what it says.
Well, I mean, I would have to agree.
I'm open to it. I'll consider it.
I might call me.
You got my number.
But yeah, it's been, I think, Seven underestimating their opponents a little bit, playing into the strengths of Genie's Moira, his Genie's coalescences, and just kind of overall engaging sloppily. Like, you know, when you had a bunch of homework at school, you had your social studies homework, your math homework, your art homework.
Got social studies. I haven't heard that term in a while.
But like your math homework, you knew it was just the same equations. You already knew how to your multiplication table, but you still had to write it all out. But the handwriting is not very good here for Seven. They're rushing through this one, and you know, they're being a little bit sloppy about it. They're going to be on the attack now. This is going to be the same comp here. Mika can switch back to the Lucio. So mirrored compositions yet again. The Moira wars continue. You can't compete with GD's Moira when you're running the Zenyatta. You're going to get out healed.
Well, Order poking forward here. For an angle into the back line, perhaps, to try to get rid of Revenge. Again, a bit of damage there onto Yuno. Stay alive here for the moment. Nice flank. No one really paying attention to Order just now. We'll get Yuno's attention.
Steals that health back too. Very handy.
And Order gonna go low. Gets a big, very large value recall coming through. As he goes down to 7 HP and manages to stay alive, but Yuno now has access to this front line. He just spam away onto the Diva, sets up for the pulse bomb, throws it down, looks for the pick, but doesn't find anything. Coalescence already built up on both sides, will be used by Genie and Revenge.
Good job there by
Bernard. Might have
Bernard.
just a bit of a stalemate, but now EMP comes through from Tuba. Has that one ready to go just seconds before Sky can. And Z-Bag's gonna be the first one to die.
Picked him before Primal Rage. Really good target selection here by Seven, making sure that he was not gonna have it. They wanted Bernard as well. They do find him there, preventing the remake. So two great picks onto the tanks. Sky wanted to use this EMP. If they had been able to keep those tanks alive, he would have been able to maybe contest this point A, but unfortunately, I don't know if he's gonna actually have his team with him in time to actually look for that contest. Z-Bag's still holding the Primal, but it's gonna be that side they try to engage here. Sky sneaks around the left side. Z-Bag's already primal, so this is going to give some distraction.
Has used it. Sky jumps in, still holding onto the EMP. Goes down to about half HP. He's going to have to get his way out of there. Down barrier comes through. He'll drop it at the end, but already two members have gone down. They lost Z-Bag. They lost Genie. Bernard's just melted out of the mag. Just very poor timing. Sky likely should have just saved it to try to gain control over the cart right after point A, but they're so desperate to chew up as much time as they possibly can that he thinks he has to invest the ultimate. He does so, and in the end, it costs them even more.
I think this is on Z-Bag as well. He Primal Raged in to be aggressive. Normally, Primal Rage you want to use right before you die in a longer fight. That could have allowed Sky to use the EMP. My impression was that they were trying to use that chaos to allow the EMP to work. They even committed that barrier super early, and he just didn't use the EMP, so it didn't matter if that was their plan. They didn't execute it right. I just don't think it was a good plan either way.
He did get dropped down very low. I saw his health drop to about half HP, and he just panicked and used it. But either way, the investment on the EMP was just a poor decision from the side of WGS. And had they had it here for this fight, maybe they could have actually won it, but instead they just get stomped out. 7 can now just keep pushing forward.
History repeats itself. WGS did the exact same thing that 7 did in that choke point there in the doorway. Just kind of went for a big fight there, aggressively into it, where 7 is going to have their advantage there with the Moira on their side this time. Fed ult charge to 7, allowed them to get through one of the toughest parts of the street phase with all the deaths of WGS. So feels like deja vu now on 7's attack. WGS again just not respecting this area. Now they can be aggressive in this open area.
The pulse immediately through there onto Bernard. He gets right out of the mech. Sky goes down, so no EMP going to be available, and it's just going to be effectively another team wipe here for 7 as they just keep steamrolling their way down Route 66.
The EMP to open it, the sound barrier to secure it. And they're just looking for this, the full wipe that they nearly got, and the stagger now into order is going to help them actually finish this point B. They're going to have a great time bank once they do. One more contest is attempted here by WGS, but they're gate kept into this choke point.
Yeah, self-destruct goes through. Free making it back into the mech. They'll finally jump in, and Sky throws down the EMP. Dueling coalescences yet again coming through as Order tosses in the pulse bomb. Doesn't seem like he's going to be finding much, though. Just get the knockout on turn 3 at the end of the day. But no kills coming through, not even the Baby Diva going down yet. Keep trying to stay in the fight. Duba jumps away, but he'll actually fall. Sound barrier out from Ju Young as WGS trying to regain control. It seems like they will be able to do so because 7 is peeling back. They're trying to get out of here with their lives, but very few are going to be able to do so. Evo going to go down, Evo rather going to go down here at the end. He does get picked off.
Well, Evo was the target of the coalescence for revenge. He was focusing on him so he could actually get the primal rage, but he ends up using it wastefully as a result, and that's a big problem. They lost all their momentum. They were gatekeeping WGS in. They had every advantage in terms of positioning, but they lost it all when they lost that fight, so now it's going to get a lot tougher.
Pulse available from the high ground Order. You can find a slick way to drop in.
Yep. Okay, sound barrier early here.
Yeah, sound barrier just comes through, so wants to hold on to it for now. Finds the stick in onto Yuno, takes him down. Bernard has fallen, as does Ju Young, taken out by the orb from Revenge. The leap killing the Baby Diva. Already 2 executed on the side of Laurel's 9, and Sky will die yet again with the EMP ready to go. He'll be able to hold it for this final phase. But it's just shy of 3 minutes on the clock here for 7. Coalescence ready, self-destruct ready. Primal Rage almost there. They have a lot of tools to finish this push.
Yeah, Order was in a really good spot to do a lot of damage there. Unfortunately, though, even though he got that pulse, the rest of his team was EMP. He was EMP. Couldn't get into range to do damage. He was so far away. Couldn't blink. Sky's just going to run into this one.
Yeah, charges straight down the line, throws it in. They haven't been able to get the kills yet. It seems like they're just going to be eluding them. Yuno is going to be one of the only ones that falls here for the moment, at least. But WGS will start pushing forward. They get rid of the DPS on the side of 7 as they just kite back over towards the respawn room.
Well, Order has another pulse bomb. He's been so accurate with these today. That could really shut down the attack here for 7 if he's able to kill one of the supports. Looks like he's going to try to hide and flank. Actually staying up on the high ground right now to maybe jump on top. Here he is. Look at this. Looking for the supports with this pulse. Looking for Miko, maybe. Barely misses it.
Yeah, not really going to get much. Seems like not even really any damage going through onto those shields that came out from the sound barrier. Yeah, didn't have that one, and the coalescence used as well. 7 tries to push forward. Bernard out of the mech. Order poking around from the side. Trying to build up, but Yuno comes over to try to deal with the enemy tracer. Kills spilling over in favor of 7 here for the moment. Tuba has the EMP ready to go. He'll jump up. Doesn't have to use it. Just gets the hack down.
Yeah, looking for this pick on the Ju Young. Huge here. Yeah, preventing that sound barrier, and they are just steamrolling this one through. He's still got the hack. He's standing in a position where he can do it from high ground.
Pushing in, now going to be 2 meters, 2.5 here as Zebek goes in to get the tag. They'll just focus him down, he'll die, doesn't have a primal range, doesn't really have any way to buy time, and Genie just was a bit too far behind with the Transcendence trying to get back into the fight. Pulse bomb comes through, Bernard gets knocked out, and it is just going to be a slaughter.
Look at how Tuba's holding this, man. He still has to use it until the last second there on the Ju Young, preventing the barrier. Tuba, he holds these EMPs until he knows it's the right moment. I mean, the game was over, the map was over, the series is a 4-0, but Again, see these patient moments with the EMP, including the one where he was able to get the kill into Juyung earlier. Like you said, he could have EMP'd to guarantee that he was going to grab that kill, and you know, it just didn't work out the way he planned. He was able to, or sorry, it didn't work out the way Juyung planned. He wanted to go in there and get the barrier. The hack comes through by right-click, not EMP, so he doesn't use it. He holds it, he holds it, holds it. He might have been interrupted. He might have been interrupted, but he was not. So he keeps the EMP, just holds onto it. I just have to continue to appreciate Tuba's defensive and conservative style, with the exception of that one weird attack when they're on the defense. The guy is a great Sombra player. He's different from Hoxel, he's different from Guard, different from Illicit even. He's just very, very patient. Sometimes that could come back to bite him, and we will continue to watch and see when that moment is, but yeah, I mean, the guy is just really impressive. More impressive than the Airblades.
Yeah. I gotta say though, at the end of the day, WGS, they do lose their another series here, their third straight 0-4. Now they're gonna be -12 on their map score. But there was some pretty clear improvement here.
Oh yeah.
They performed much better today than we have seen from them in the past. They managed to nearly get the completion there on Route 66. Volskaya, they took 3 points as they went into the OT. Nabani and Achilios, that one was a bit rough around the edges outside of Lighthouse, where they did excel. Sky was able to play a pretty good Pharah, but there was some clear improvement from these guys, so it's good to see. I don't think they're going to be a hopeless team. Are they going to be bottomed out here at the end of the group stage? Yes. I don't think that there's going to be anybody further below them. I think that they're going to be the last place team for their group, but the more improvement that they show, the better they're going to look when they go into the next round of trials to try to re-qualify for Season 2 contenders. So maybe, the hopes of going to playoffs here for Season 1 almost completely gone. Actually, I would say it's 0%.
Yeah, there's 0%
It's a 0% chance. But
3/5 of the matches
the hopes of making it back in for Season 2 to then have another opportunity to try to make it into playoffs, to try to go and win a season, that's looking pretty good for them.
Yeah. We had the really great improvement at Bernard, especially today, and they played around Genie's Moira instead of actually trying to force the Zenyatta play that they tried to use with him last time, and it just did not work. So we're going to take a look at some of these highlights here as Evo knocks Sky off with the hack there, could translocate. Tuba with these defensive EMPs every time. And here's another one of them where he's basically just holding it until the last second. That was really well countered by Juyung, though. His positioning was good. That was a barrier that actually allowed them to take this point, and they ended up getting a double cap here. Really good snap execution from WGS. Not very timid today, and very much able to kind of pull the kill switch when they had advantages.
Yeah.
Getting that double cap, for example, would have never expected them to be able to do that, but they looked really good on Volskaya. They looked pretty solid on Route 66, but I think a lot of the success on Route 66 was by mistakes of 7.
Yeah, it was sloppier play from 7, but it was a bit improved there from WGS. That was a really poor EMP from Sky, only catching out, I believe, at the end there. But this is still good for 7. They got some more stage time. He got to play out the second half of the series, came in after Nabani, and they sat Bazzi on the bench, so he got a bit of a break. We know that they are a much stronger team with Bazzi on the roster, but the more time that gets to play, then the better he's going to become. Get rid of those nerves, just get more practice in and on the stage. So, I appreciate the swap there from 7. I understand why they did it. It was nothing against Bazzi and his performance, because it was absolutely incredible from him with the Widowmaker.
No, I mean, he was
probably
really
one of the cleanest Widowmakers that we've had so far in the tournament, so good stuff there.
A decent Tracer. He played a lot in Trials, but they've been using him less and less in actual Contenders now. And I feel like, he got a good opportunity to play against a better WGS. I think maybe when they subbed him in, they were like, well, this series is over. Did you see that Nabani game, lol? Like, all right, here's your chance to play. And then it got a little bit stressful there on Volskaya, but under the pressure of actually subbing in, he did, I think, live up to the expectations there and improved over those last 2 maps. So here's our best drawing. It's Tuba's Dragon Blade. It says here's a Dragon Blade for you, but it's basically reminiscent of the Airblades, I feel. Oh, here we go.
Our best Reinhardt. It's going to be the dad as he charged in. I don't know if that would have been my pick.
Look, I mean, he embarrassed his wife on television, so...
That's true.
I mean, I liked our foreign fan, but he always wins pretty much. He's always the greatest. So.
I agree. I think he was the best, and it has nothing to do with his sign either.
Yeah.
Should have won both.
But look, if you've got the guts to basically Reinhardt charge into your wife on TV, when your son's there, like that's a fun one. I think that's respectable.